The night was thick with an eerie silence, a quiet so deep that it seemed to absorb all sound, all life. Two figures stood at the edge of a crumbling cliff, their dark robes fluttering slightly in the cold, whispering wind. Their eyes, glowing with an unnatural light, watched the shifting sky with unease. They were the Watchers, celestial beings once entrusted with the divine duty of observing mankind. But over time, curiosity had turned to corruption, and now they existed on the fringes of both heaven and earth, hunted by those who had once been their kin. The air around them crackled as a golden glow appeared in the sky. It was not the warmth of the sun nor the gentle light of the moon. This was something far more powerful, far more absolute. The Watchers knew what it meant. The Archangels had come. A voice, deep and resonant, filled the void between the worlds. "You have broken the sacred law." A second voice followed, lighter yet no less commanding. "You were given the power to watch, not to interfere. And yet you have corrupted what was pure." The Watchers turned toward each other, their expressions unreadable, though fear lingered in their otherworldly gazes. They had known this moment would come. They had delayed the inevitable for centuries, but time had finally caught up to them. One of them, the elder of the two, stepped forward. "We only sought to teach," he said, his voice laced with both defiance and sorrow. "Mankind deserved knowledge. They deserved to know the secrets of the heavens." The first archangel descended, his form radiant, his eyes like burning embers. "And in your arrogance, you doomed them to suffering." The second archangel, whose wings shimmered with celestial fire, hovered just above the ground. "You gave them power they were not meant to wield. You showed them things beyond their comprehension. And in doing so, you sealed your own fate." The younger Watcher took a step back, his form quivering. "We did not mean for this to happen. We only—" "Enough!" thundered the first archangel, raising his arm. A sword, wreathed in divine light, appeared in his grasp. "Your sins cannot be undone." The elder Watcher turned to his companion, silent words passing between them in a mere glance. They knew they could not fight and win, but they would not kneel. In an instant, the younger Watcher raised his hand, calling upon the remnants of power they had stolen. The ground beneath them trembled, darkness spiraling into the heavens as the Watchers attempted to break free from divine justice. But the archangels did not flinch. With a single swing of his blade, the first archangel severed the younger Watcher's power, his light cleaving through the darkness like a celestial beacon. The Watcher screamed, his form unraveling, his very essence consumed by the divine fire. The elder Watcher, grief-stricken but resolute, turned his gaze toward the second archangel. "You claim justice, but you do not understand mercy. Is this truly the will of the Creator?" The second archangel's expression did not waver. "Justice and mercy are not ours to decide. You chose your path. Now you must face the end of it." The elder Watcher closed his eyes, a ghost of a smile crossing his lips. He had known this would be his fate, yet a part of him had hoped, foolishly perhaps, that there would be another way. The first archangel raised his sword once more, the light surrounding it intensifying. The elder Watcher did not resist. As the blade fell, the last of the fallen Watchers faded into nothingness, their presence wiped from existence, their sins erased in the fires of divine retribution. The wind howled through the empty space where they had stood, carrying away the remnants of their presence. The archangels looked at each other, their duty fulfilled, their purpose clear. They turned and ascended into the heavens, leaving nothing behind but the silent testimony of a judgment long overdue. As the celestial light faded, the world below continued as it always had. Mortals lived and died, unaware of the war that had been fought above them. But something lingered in the void, an echo of what had been lost. The Watchers may have been gone, but their influence, their whispers, remained. In the shadows of the mortal world, knowledge still stirred. A lone figure, cloaked in darkness, watched from the ruins where the Watchers had once stood. Their eyes gleamed with something ancient, something forbidden. The cycle was not yet broken. The seeds of defiance had already been sown, and soon they would sprout once more. Far above, the Archangels paused in their ascent, sensing the faint stirrings of something amiss. They exchanged a glance, knowing that their task was not yet complete. The war between knowledge and obedience, between free will and divine law, was far from over. And the next battle was already on the horizon. Beneath the surface of the mortal world, in the hidden crevices where light seldom reached, something shifted. Ancient symbols, long forgotten by mankind, pulsed with renewed energy. Shadows danced along the walls of ruined temples, their forms twisting into shapes that had no place in the natural order of existence. The lone figure moved with purpose, their cloak billowing as they stepped deeper into the darkness. They whispered words older than time itself, their voice a mixture of reverence and command. The air thickened, charged with a power that had not been felt since the Watchers first descended to the earth. A flicker of movement stirred in the depths. A presence, once dormant, stirred in response to the call. Eyes numerous, glowing with an unnatural hue, opened in the abyss. Chains that had bound the Forsaken for centuries strained, the echoes of divine punishment weakening with each uttered syllable. The Archangels, still hovering at the edges of the heavens, felt it immediately. A shift, subtle yet undeniable, reverberated through the celestial realms. They turned their gaze downward, their expressions grim. "The work is not yet finished," the first Archangel murmured. "No," the second agreed. "It has only just begun." And in the depths of the forgotten ruins, something long buried prepared to rise once more.